The message arrived on a dead frequency, transmitted through quantum entanglement arrays that hadn't been used in 3,000 years. Commander Zara Okafor almost dismissed it as cosmic background noise until the translation algorithms began parsing familiar mathematical constants, the kind only an advanced civilization would embed in a distress signal. The holographic display flickered to life in the command center of humanity's newest deep space exploration vessel, the Terra Ascendant. What materialized was the ghostly image of a being unlike anything in humanity's xenobiological databases. Tall, ethereal, with features that seemed to shift between crystalline and organic matter. "If you are receiving this transmission," the entity began, its voice carrying harmonics that made the ship's hull resonate, "that our great work has failed, and you have somehow escaped your prison." Dr. Elena Vasquez, the expedition's lead xenoarchaeologist, nearly dropped her data pad. "Prison? What prison?" The recording continued, oblivious to her question. "I am High Curator Vex Thalen of the Eternal Dominion, though I suspect by the time you decode this message, our empire exists only in scattered ruins across dead worlds. We tried to contain you. We tried so very hard." Captain Marcus Chen stepped forward, his weathered face creased with concern. The Terra Ascendant was humanity's first vessel capable of traveling beyond the local group, and they had expected to find evidence of ancient civilizations. They hadn't expected to find a warning about themselves. "For eons, we believed ourselves the shepherds of the galaxy." Vex Thalen's image continued. "We guided younger species, eliminated those we deemed too dangerous, and maintained what we called the Great Balance. When we discovered your world, that small, blue planet orbiting an unremarkable yellow star, we initially dismissed you as another primitive species destined for self-destruction." The entity's form flickered, static corrupting parts of the transmission. "We were so very wrong." Dr. Vasquez was frantically taking notes, cross-referencing the transmission data with their star charts. "Commander," she whispered urgently, "the quantum signature of this message, it's ancient. This was sent from somewhere in the Andromeda galaxy, minimum 15 million years ago. We observed your species for millennia," the recording continued. "Watched you wage war, create art, destroy yourselves, and rebuild stronger. We noted your peculiar resilience, your adaptability, your strange compulsion to explore and survive against impossible odds. But we made a critical error in judgment." The image stabilized, and Vex Thalen's features became clearer, noble, but marked by what could only be described as terror. "We thought you were trapped underworld by natural barriers, your aggressive nature, your tendency towards self-destruction, your primitive technology. We believed you would never achieve interstellar travel before destroying yourselves. So we helped those barriers along." Captain Chen's blood ran cold. "What does that mean?" "We manipulated your development from the shadows. Wars that lasted longer than they should have. Plagues that appeared at crucial technological junctures. Natural disasters that reset your civilizations. We thought we were protecting the galaxy from you." The transmission flickered again, more severely this time. "But you kept coming back. Stronger. More determined. You turned every catastrophe into a learning experience, every setback into a stepping stone. When you finally achieved nuclear weapons, we assumed you would eliminate yourselves within decades. Instead, you created a balance of terror that lasted generations, and used that time to reach for the stars." Dr. Vasquez looked up from her calculations, her face pale. "The Great Filter," she whispered. "Every civilization theorizes about it. The evolutionary bottleneck that explains why the universe seems so empty of intelligent life. When your first-generation ships left your solar system," Vex Thalen continued, "we finally understood the truth. You weren't trapped on Earth. Earth was your nursery, your proving ground, your forge. Every hardship we threw at you only made you stronger, more adaptable, more dangerous. The entity's image began to fade as the ancient transmission degraded further. We tried direct intervention then. Sent our greatest fleets to end the threat before you could spread. They never returned. Your species doesn't just survive. You assimilate, adapt, overcome. You turn our own weapons against us, learn from our tactics, make our strategies obsolete. Captain Chen exchanged glances with his crew. In the months since leaving Earth, they had discovered the ruins of several advanced civilizations, all showing signs of sudden, mysterious collapse. By the time we realized our mistake, it was too late. Your colonies had spread beyond our ability to track. Your ships moved through space like a plague, not destroying worlds, but changing them. Making them better. Making them human. The final words of the message were barely audible through the static. We thought we were your jailers. We never realized we were just teaching you to pick locks. The transmission ended, leaving the bridge of the Terra Ascendant in absolute silence. After a long moment, Captain Chen turned to his crew. Set course for the next system, he said quietly, and send a message back to Earth. Tell them we're not the first ones out here. He paused, looking at the dead transmission array. Tell them we're just the latest.